Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Mashana, the host of Blind Techie Geek Speaks. In today's podcast, I'm interviewing an employee of Yellow Corporation who has worked there for over 28 years. Welcome to the show, and thank you for coming.
Well, thank you, Kathleen, for having me here today.
I have a couple of questions for you. First, I would like to know your job title at Yellow Corporation and whether you enjoyed your position.
Well, my job title at Yellow was I was what they call a P&D driver, which is a pickup and delivery person. I would take the truck, I would go up to make deliveries, and then after I finish my deliveries, I'll go to other customers and make pickups, pick up their freight that has to go across the country somewhere or around the world, wherever it has to go. And yes, I did enjoy my job. I enjoyed it very much because I was out there with different people every day. I always met different people, and it was fun. I got to know a lot of different places to go to, and I enjoyed what I was doing for a living.
How old was Yellow Corporation, and was it always a trucking company?
Well, Yellow started in 1924, so it's actually a 99-year-old company. It just didn't make 100 years like they were hoping to. And it was never really, it didn't start out as a trucking company. In the beginning it was called Yellow Transit. So I'm assuming it started out as a taxi cab, a yellow taxi cab, before it went into the freight business.
How many people did Yellow employ, and was it a union or non-union job?
Well, Yellow employed over 30,000 people. 22,000 of them were unionized. And like me, I was a union driver. And then the rest were non-union, which was management. And basically that's it.
What was the demise of Yellow Corporation, and why did they go bankrupt?
Wow, this is a story that you're going to love. As what I'm understanding, so you have to take to what I believe. When I started Yellow, we were a good company. We worked very hard. We did our jobs. Yellow was making money. We were making money. At around the year 2008, Yellow, the new CEO of Yellow, took over, and he all of a sudden wanted to be the biggest trucking company in America. So he turned around and bought another company called Roadway, which was also a big company. I think they were the number two. We were one, and they were number two in the trucking industry. And they spent over $1.5 billion for him. And they left them separate for a while. Then they turned around and bought another company called USF Freightways, which was another unionized company. And they also were worth about $1 billion, 1 point something billion. And that was also at the time when the economy started to crash, when we had the bad economy. And so Yellow merged all those two companies into one. And we were losing money. We started losing a lot of money, and they were having a hard time with their loans, paying off the loans. So then they came back to the union people, and they asked us for a vote. They wanted us to start giving back some concessions. Part of the concessions was 15% of our salary to give back to the company, and also part of the pension to give back to the company. They didn't want to pay the full amount of money that goes into our pension. So we voted on it. So we wanted to keep the company alive. So we voted yes. So for the next, I'd say, 10 more years, here we are, giving back 15% of our salary, giving back all these concessions, and it was still losing money. Then when we had our last contract, was about 2 years ago, they agreed to give us back a raise, but at the rate of where our concession money was at, 50% that we gave back. So we were 15% behind all the other trucking companies in terms of salary, and they still didn't want to pay into the pension. They only wanted to pay 25% into the pension. So they weren't paying the full pension. And as that went by, then COVID hit, and they went to the government, and they got a $700 million loan from Uncle Sam, which is us, the taxpayers. And to this day, we don't know where that money went. We don't understand how they blew $700 million, where they put it in. They were supposed to put back some of it into our pension and some to buy new equipment and so forth and so on. And this past year, they wanted to do a new contract with us when our old contract hasn't expired yet. Our contract doesn't expire until March of 2024. But they were begging us to come back, and then they were telling us that the union wouldn't negotiate with them because they're looking for more concessions, and we just couldn't afford to give up any more money. The economy is not that good. We're not making money. We barely could afford to live, and they were looking for more givebacks. So the union told them no, that we can't agree on anything, that they have to wait until the contract expires, and we'll sit down at the table and negotiate a new contract. They have to abide by what the contract is as of now. So it was a back and forth, and next thing you know, the company decided that's it, they're done, and they closed the doors and said we're bankrupt.
Did Yellow give their union employees severance pay?
No, they gave us nothing. They worked us till the last day, which was July 28th of 2023, and then all the money that they owe us for vacation or sick days or personal days, they said they were going to give it to us. They haven't paid us a dime of it. But what's funny is, if you look at Bloomberg News a couple days ago, we found out that the upper management, the board of directors and the higher ups, got a $1 million bonuses, and every higher up employee, non-union employee, management, they all got their severance pay. I think it was like 1 or 2 months of severance pay. And as the heart and soul of the company, the drivers and the dock workers and everybody else, we got absolutely nothing.
I'm so sorry to hear all about this. I know how unfair this is. This was such a pleasure having you on my show today. I wish you all, the Yellow Corporation employees, the best of luck for a brighter future.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, listener.